Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Paul. So let's get into the messy Thursday, y'all. So we got blog moments, and I said blog moments, and we got a couple of things to get into today. And now let's get down to it. It's your boy Paul. So like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. Do a little hype me up, share me out to the people, and let them know. I'm on the scene. You know, like up the channel, let people know I'm out here. I'm here. But let's get down to it. So let's get into first up. It is from the star Family Matters, the actor. Well known as um. Oh shoot, I didn't forget this man's name. Um, he from Family Matters. Winslow. Yes, played the character Winslow. So he ended up getting arrested, y'all. So this man got arrested and everything. He ended up going. He was in He was on the border of Mexico in the United States, and he ended up being detained and ended up going to jail. So because his eldest son actually has a trust fund set up, and he is the beneficiary of that trust fund, where he's just turned 18, and he's now able to collect that money. Yes, that money. He's able to collect the money, and he was trying to get, I think the son was trying to get his paper. And so, the actor ain't paid the money, and he owes 75K in child support for this child. Just this child, and back child support. That's why he was arrested. And this man was actually in court, and he actually was kind of confused. He tried to defend himself, be his own public defender, and the court ended up getting him a appointed public defender. So because he was a little bit out of it. Yes. I said, so what you been doing? Like, how many kids do we got? To be honest, and I hopefully you doing okay. I hope you able to pay this back, or you may end up doing time for just this one child. But baby, and I'm thinking, I know I think he do got a younger child, a newborn, probably, but who knows? Let's move on to the next, y'all. Let's get into oh yeah, Prince. The one and only. You know him from. He used to be on Love and Hip Hop Miami. He is besties. I don't know if he's still besties to Bobby Light, but also he's been on the Zeus uh network show, Bad Boys. So he was with, Chaotic. And he also, this man ended up telling us that he's not gay. And he has smashed Erica Dixon. I'm like, huh? I said, really? I said, why did you think that was a got you moment? Like, you think Erica gonna claim you? I said, bruh, you was not supposed to tell that. You telling that supposed to make you not seem that you not on the other side, on the same side, the same coin to some people. But whatever floats your boat. I said I didn't see the flex in that, and it was just whack. But some people do what they're gonna do, and he was chaotic of all people, and it was just sad because it proved nothing. Like, okay, you not gay. I really don't care, you know. But you making it a Like you addressed it this years ago. I don't understand why you readdressing it again. If that means something is about to happen coming up where it's come into question that we don't know about, that's gonna abruptly come to the scene, is why are you addressing it now again? I got questions. Now, I maybe have to do a little bit digging after I get off of here. But let me know how y'all feel about it. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into oh God, we got Sweet Tea. So Sweet Tea ended up coming under Aneka, who used to be on, the Real Housewives of Potomac. I want to say 2 seasons ago. So she ended up coming. Aneka ended up having a few words about Wendy. Because Wendy and her husband is going through some legal issues where for insurance fraud. So she's had a few words to say about Wendy, and Sweet Tea ended up, you know, s- saying a few things about it under NECA's post. But she wasn't the only one. Sweet Tea wasn't the only one that said something about it. It was a couple of ladies that ended up going under the post of NECA's, saying karma and all this stuff about Wendy and whatever. And she came out to say, she came out in support of her girl and said, she think that NECA was done wrong on the show and she didn't get a fair chance. I said, no, NECA messed up her own chance on that show because she focused on Wendy and Wendy's family instead of just doing her, focusing on her life, her husband, her family, her whole journey instead of she focused on Wendy. She messed up her own back. NECA did that to herself. NECA did that. NECA did get a fair chance. NECA messed up on her own. Nobody else did that but her. I said the same way you got 2 seasons on Married to Medicine, and the same people that brought you on that show took you off. So let me know, girl. What's real tea? But I said that's all that I got to say. But let's move on to the next. But first up, let's see what's going on in the chat real quick. Um, hey Roger, Saint Clair, 9 7 9 3 7. Hey, how you doing? Let's get back to let's get to the last thing that I got up, and that will be Layla Ali. So she ended late Miss Layla Ali ended up. I said, y'all now. I was at work when I got this. So Miss Layla Ali then made a personal IG page to address Claressa Shields. I said, baby, she she went through the whole series of how she knew Claressa Shields and how all of this whole mess of a mess went down where she said she met this girl way back a couple of years ago. She had known this girl for a while. She met her, she gave the whole backstory of how everything led up to it got up to today. And I said, now, wait a minute. I said, I like this. I like this messiness. I said, oh, she didn't learn from the best. She didn't learn from her daddy. I said, so oh, Miss Layla didn't learn from Muhammad Ali. Oh, so she being messy, messy, and petty at the same time. I said, I like this. I like this. So she ended up doing a backstory of everything, how she knew Carissa and everything. It was crazy. So she ended up telling about, when she met her, she said the first time she met this girl was when her dad actually got a some type of medal. Was the first time she met her, and she got to come on stage and with her and where her daddy received the medal. And then they ended up doing a little back and forth chit chat and where she ended up exchanging numbers with Carissa. And she started giving Carissa some advice. Because Carissa ended up being in the Olympics, 2-time Olympic gold medal winner. And she started asking Layla for some advice on how to move and everything. Layla gave her some advice on how to be a business, how to build her brand. Also Carissa is in the same weight class that Layla was when Layla was a professional boxer and stuff. So Layla had gave her some tips on what she needed to do and everything else. So Layla ended up showing all the evidence of what went down when she ended up interviewing her when Layla used to be on a talk show that was all about women who was in sports when she hosted that, and it was just like everything. So her and Layla and Carissa used to be cool at one point, and then she also showed that when she did interviews with different radio shows, and she was asked different questions, and they would ask her about Carissa, she would be very positive about Carissa, and and give pointers and everything else. And she said that you know she still trains and everything, but she feel like there's nobody in the industry that actually can beat her. And it's true. It's 100% true, and that's honest truth. But she praised Mrs. Shields on her, achievements and everything, saying that she's doing great and everything. But she took that the wrong way, and she's been coming at Layla ever since. And Layla said, my daddy wouldn't even mess with her. If he was still alive, he wouldn't even mess with her at all. Wouldn't even. I said, well, she ain't lied about that one. But she had to come and get her together on a separate page. Not on her main page, but a separate page. I said, that's what you gotta do. You gotta do, girl. I love Layla Ali. I said, baby, it's what it is. And Layla said, she is this type of girl. She has gave her guidance, and this girl didn't take it. The only thing she did take was the branding that she gave her and what she needed to do so that she can make money outside of the ring. I said, well, it's what it is. But y'all let me know how y'all felt about everything that I talked about today. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. And I will get back at y'all later. Bye, y'all.